requested video about my journey through nursing school. So I'm just going to be answering some questions that I was asked on Instagram. Actually, let me just take y'all on the background. I am an LPN as of now, and I started in high school my 12th grade year. LPN stands for Licensed Practical Nurse. It's like underneath an RN. So some of the questions that people asked me was the pros and cons, struggles, exams, what inspired me, and how did I get through it. So we're gonna go with the pros and cons. Obviously, you don't get a lot of free time, a lot of party time, because you've got to study. You have to study for this test called the NCLEX. I'll probably insert what that means. I can't even think about it right now. That test stressed me out bad. But the cons of the test is that it's a lot to study for. You can either do 275 questions or you can do 85 questions, and that's the minimum that you can do on the test in order to pass. So basically this test is going to test you from everything med surge, OB, peds, neuro. You can go the whole yards. And during the test, it's a computerized test, so it's like you might get the same questions 20 times in a row. Doesn't mean that you failed, it's just testing you. So the cons, I believe it's just study, and that it was a lot of time put in, a lot of things that I missed out on. And I actually was not working during nursing school, so I was like hustling on the side, making my wigs and stuff like that. So I feel like the cons is just, it's very time consuming, but the pros is when you actually pass the test. So I believe that the pros is actually when you pass the test, because when I took the test, I cut off in the minimum 85 questions, and I cried. I went in the bathroom and I cried before I left the testing area. So what? 2 days later, my friend told me that I passed the test, and how she found out is that you can look up people on like this little nursing site. So that was, I feel like, a highlight of nursing for me, and I feel like I matured very fast, because my high school teacher, who was actually teaching us nursing, she didn't play the fiddle. She was a Jamaican lady. She didn't play at all. So I kind of had to mature fast, because there was certain things that she would bring to light, certain things that I look at now as an adult and realize that it doesn't matter. But I am about to be 21 this year, and I don't know, making the money that I make now is just like, I'm only 20. Because my colleagues and stuff, like, they're like triple my age and stuff, and they always commend me on being this young, doing this. Trust me, it's not easy, but it's well worth it. I don't even know how to explain it, because every day I just waking up like I'm really a nurse, like I'm really taking care of people. I just think that this was very far-fetched. Like, it's like something that I always, matter of fact, when I first got into high school, my mind was on criminal justice. I wanted to be a forensic pathologist, which is basically somebody who just studies how somebody died, which is, it ties into medical, but I didn't want to go straight into the medical field. Long story short, my high school didn't have the program, so I wasn't about to just be sitting there and, yeah. So I just found out what other magnet programs that my school had, and I got into the medical program. I did CNA first, and then I just drifted into the LPN. It was something that I was good at, so I just kept it flowing like that. And it was from high school to technical school. So I went to another school that was in Miami to finish off. It's the transitional program. When I got to the technical school, life humbled me. Like, this was no more extra credit, or I could pump the grade up. These people don't know me, so they don't care about me. But that taught me how to, like, really get on my A game. And since I was paying for school out of pocket, it's like, you need to have everything together. So partying and stuff, I mean, I'll go to my friend's house, B&B's, party weekend, and I would be bringing my books with me, because it was just that serious. Party on the weekend, test come Monday morning. And it's like the passing score is, I believe, like a 78. That's like a high C, almost a B. Do you know how hard it is? Then it's like, especially if you had the type of teacher that would give you a pop quiz just because she felt like it. So it's like you was always on your toes, and I don't know. That just really made me study a lot. And me personally, when I study things, I can't just read it once and just get it. I have to read it, gotta draw a picture about it, gotta go on YouTube, gotta get two of my friends to explain it to me, gotta repeat it to myself, gotta quiz myself. I need to be stuck in my brain. So it'll be times where I'll be in the car, notes on my phone, nursing notes on my phone. I'm studying, because it just had to be in my brain to times where I'll start dreaming about the things that I studied. Like, I didn't know if I was coming or I was going, but I knew the information, and that's all that matters. The exams, like I said, we can either get pop quizzes. We use something called ATI. ATI is a headache. We use ATI. I use my Saunders book. That's if you're trying to get into nursing school or already in nursing school and you don't have this book, get it. It's the Saunders. Don't matter what edition. The Saunders book is good. What inspired me was being at clinicals for the first time. And you know, when you go to clinicals, well, if you don't know, now you know. You shadow nurses, and it's like my first time. I believe I had to give insulin. Yeah, I did. Y'all know when I get nervous, I be shaking. My hand was like this, trying to take off the cap, and my teacher was like, honey, you got this. My instructor was just telling me, like, I got this, just do it. And it took me a whole 10 minutes to give an insulin syringe. Like, I was scared, but it's like, knowing that I did something nursey, it just, I don't know. It felt amazing, because you know how you always hear about people doing things with needles. Like, the first thing you think about with being a nurse or a doctor is needles, syringes, and stuff in blood. And I was actually doing this, so it just made me feel like I'm here. And when I graduated, which was last year April, I believe. We're April 2019, and we're in June. We're in March 2020, so about a year ago. The day I graduated, we actually had to take a last exam to make sure that we graduated. But after that, it was a long ride, and it's like I just appreciated everything. From the times where I just was crying, like first of all, everybody be asking me, how did I lose weight? Go to nursing school. Free diet plan. You're gonna be stressed most of the time. You're gonna be eating your books for lunch. And oh wait, I missed a question. Somebody asked me to like pinpoint. Basically, they were saying to not sugarcoat anything about nursing school, and to basically what's really tough about nursing school. And the only thing I can say about that is your social life. First of all, I was still in school on spring break. Spring break. Only at the time I was 18 in school on spring break. Like that sucked. That sucked. But like I said, it made me mature. Like, it's gonna always be a party. But these books, they might be here forever. But time waits on no man. And I was determined to have my LPN license before I turned 19, and that's what I did. So, I mean, especially if you're young, when you get your LPN license or your RN license, keep going. The sky's the limit. If you want to become a doctor, do NP. Get your master's. You can do whatever you put your mind to. And how did I get through it? Honestly, my mom, my dad, my boyfriend, my grandma, my sisters, my close friends. Cause there'll be times where I just be like, is nursing for me? Like, cause especially when you fail a test that you really feel like you studied for, like, it just make you think like, am I dumb or am I stupid? Like, and it's, like, sometimes it just be the material, cause you know the system is kind of set up for us to fail in every aspect. So, like, I promise you, nursing questions will be like, what color is the ocean? You say blue. No, they want light blue, soft blue. Like, it's blue. Like, what color is the sun? A circle. No, they want the math. They just want everything so particular. And critical thinking is really a big part of it. Cause, okay, if you have something in front of you, you have to think first. patient safety is first, and then it's like everything comes second. For example, if somebody is having a seizure, patient safety first. You want to make sure that they're not going to hit themselves. You want to turn them to the side. Patient safety first, and it's like nursing interventions come second, because if your patient get hurt or your patient die, now you got another problem on your hands. But I promise, once you have everything in your head, book-wise, everything else is experience, because now I'm working as a nurse and all the book stuff, it's in there. But experience is your best teacher, I promise you. Experience is your best teacher. It's like certain things cannot be taught. You just have to experience it. And you know, everything is by the book, but when you're in that certain predicament, you have to really put things together. Like, you might know this, and a lot of things in reality are not done 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have to use 5, 7, 3, 2, 8, 9. But it all comes together. It's just knowing the basics is what helps you formulate interventions. So, all in all, is nursing school hard? It's only hard if you make it hard. It's hard, but it's possible. It's totally possible. You can be young, living your best life, and still be in nursing school, because it's some people that probably won't even know that I'm a nurse until this video comes out. Because, I don't know, when you're a nurse, it's something to be proud of, but I don't just go flaunting it because I'm humble. Something at any moment can happen where you might not become a nurse anymore, and I just be humble about it. And it's like, anybody that's around me, that's trying to go in the medical field, I encourage everybody, because it's beautiful. You really get a reward out of helping people, knowing that you nurse them to health. It's a beautiful career, and it's going to always be in high demand. I mean, if you, not saying that money is the big part of it, but you're going to choose a job for $150 or $27 an hour. Like, come on now. Money is not the big part of it, but it does play a role in it. I mean, if you just go Google what LPNs, RNs, ARNPs made, DPs, Lord, NPs made, it's good. It's good. And it's like, them numbers motivate me. Like, I'm crying in a Toyota, but when I get this degree, I'm gonna be crying in the Benz. So, I don't know. I love this journey, and I feel like whatever you want to do, nothing is ever too hard. Whether it's nursing, engineering, whatever, nothing is never too hard if you want to do it. You just gotta put your mind to it. But my nursing journey has not stopped yet, but my steps to where I am now has been pretty good. I mean, I'm still here. It's days where I thought I wouldn't be, because I was just overwhelmed with life, work, school. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. So we just gonna spin a block.
Nigga. Flat this nigga tire for
I've been chewing gum this whole video. Oh my god. Dang. But
Yo.